Chris Griffin, one of the most lovable but clueless characters on Family Guy, has done some seriously dumb things over the years. His lack of common sense and silly decisions often leave us scratching our heads, wondering how he manages to get through life. But hey, that's what makes him so entertaining. In this video, we're counting down the top 10 dumbest things Chris has ever done. Do you remember any of his funniest fails? Did your favorite moment make the list? Stick around to find out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a like to stay updated with more hilarious content like this. Number 1, failing to do a proper cutaway. Family Guy is well known for its cutaway gags, where characters set up random flashbacks or events to add some extra humor. Every main character on the show usually nails these moments, except for Chris.
Ooh, I like when Dad talks tough. He sounds like Dirty Harry.
In one dinner scene with his family, Chris tries to do a cutaway gag about the craziest meal he's ever had.
This is the craziest meal I've had since I had lunch at Tommy Sullivan's house.
He mentions a lunch at Tommy Sullivan's house, but instead of being funny or over the top like the others, Chris's flashback is painfully dull. It's so bad that even his parents break the fourth wall to point out how boring it was. Chris's failure to pull off something that the other characters do so easily just highlights his lack of awareness.
That was just awful, Chris.
Terrible.
He is not ready for flashbacks.
No, he is not.
Making even simple tasks a challenge for him. Number 2, handling Stewie's concussion poorly. When Stewie, the youngest member of the Griffin family, gets a concussion during a football game, he starts seeing things that aren't real and obviously needs medical help.
What's up, dudes?
Stewie, what the hell is all this?
Only the most manly thing ever. A little something called American football.
Is that a Michael Sam jersey?
But when Chris steps in, he only makes the situation worse. Instead of getting help or telling an adult, Chris comes up with the ridiculous idea that hitting Stewie on the head again will reverse the concussion.
Chris, are you crazy?
Shh, let's just let him sleep this off.
This choice is not only reckless, but also shows how little Chris understands about health. The fact that he believes hitting someone in the head could fix a concussion makes you wonder if Chris himself has been hit in the head one too many times. Number 3, letting raccoons steal camp food. During a father-son camping trip with Peter and his friends, Chris is put in charge of watching over the camp, especially the food.
Chris, you are responsible for guarding the camp while we're fishing.
You got it, Dad. You can count on me to...
But instead of doing his job, Chris lets raccoons sneak in and steal all the food. To make it even worse, instead of stopping them, he makes a flipbook showing the raccoons eating everything.
Makes a flipbook of them doing it.
The raccoons were here, see? Ooh, we're a bunch of sneaky little animals. We're gonna wreck this food and eat it because we're naughty. And then there's the guy. Let's get him in trouble with his dad. Ha ha ha!
Proud of his little project, Chris shows the flipbook to his father and the other campers, completely unaware that his carelessness has left them without food for the rest of the trip. His cluelessness really stands out in this moment, and Peter ends up giving Chris to another camper as his new son.
I failed you as a father. From now on, Joe will be your father. Cleveland?
I'll teach the boy.
Number 4, wrestling with a lamp. In another classic moment showing Chris's confusion about the world, Peter plays a prank on him by pretending that a lamp hit him on the head. Instead of understanding that it's just a joke, Chris genuinely believes that the lamp attacked him. In his misguided retaliation, he decides to hit the lamp back.
I don't know, Max. The kid's not exactly an honor roll student. Watch.
Hey.
He did it. See?
This situation highlights Chris's failure to grasp that inanimate objects can't actually do anything on their own. It's both funny and a bit sad to see how easily he falls for the prank. His dad's joke reveals just how gullible Chris really is. Watching him fight a lamp while thinking it's responsible for his pain is a perfect example of his cluelessness. It's moments like these that remind us of Chris's unique personality. He's always entertaining even when he doesn't quite get it. What do you think about Chris's antics? They always manage to make us laugh. Number 5, singing the wrong song for the national anthem. In a hilarious attempt to show their American identity,
Okay, everyone put the sunblock on now, so when we get off the plane, we go right to the park. Wait, why are we on a plane?
while trying to stay in Italy, the Griffins are asked to sing the national anthem. As the rest of the family proudly starts singing the Star-Spangled Banner,
Oh, say, can you see?
Chris, in his usual clueless style, belts out Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You instead.
And I will always love you.
Even though he's singing the completely wrong song, Chris's passionate performance is exactly what you'd expect from him. It's one of those moments that makes us shake our heads in disbelief, but at the same time, it's so over the top and fitting for Chris to choose Whitney Houston instead of the anthem. His enthusiasm, despite the mix-up, captures his goofy personality perfectly. This scene is a memorable reminder of how Chris can turn even the simplest situations into something hilariously awkward. What do you think? Isn't it funny how he can always make us laugh? Number 6, learning the wrong language. Chris, known for his strange and awkward romantic moments, meets a girl named Isabella at a water park and they quickly bond.
Okay, you're on. Here's my number.
In true Chris fashion, he keeps her bikini top as a memento, which is already odd, but things get stranger when he tries to impress her by speaking Korean. The catch?
What language is that?
You're Korean, are you not?
No, I'm Mexican.
Even though Chris gets it completely wrong, Isabella is still charmed by him. However, the language mix-up soon becomes a problem. Later, Isabella gets deported to Mexico, and Chris realizes that all his effort to learn Korean was for nothing. He even travels to Mexico to find her, but it's too late. This moment shows Chris's determination, even if it's based on a major misunderstanding. Number 7, thinking babies are free at the hospital. After making Stewie's concussion even worse, Chris decides to take him to the hospital. While there, Chris sees the nursery full of babies and completely misunderstands what it's for. Instead of realizing that it's a place where newborns are cared for,
Chris, what the hell?
There is a room where you can go in and just get free people.
Yeah, you should give that back.
Chris assumes the babies are free and decides to take one home. Excited about his discovery, Chris proudly brings a baby back to the house. Thankfully, Brian steps in to return the baby to the hospital before Chris gets into any serious trouble. This moment highlights just how little Chris understands about everyday things like hospitals, leaving us to wonder how he manages to get by in life. Number 8, using a toaster as a computer. In one episode, Peter watches an old video of himself and realizes that he and Chris are very similar. They're both not the brightest.
Listen to me, Chris. I'm a failure in life, and that's all I'll ever be. But it's not too late for you. I won't let you go down my path.
Looking for the meaning of the word success, Chris goes up to the toaster and starts asking it for the definition.
Computer, what does success mean?
Chris, let me know when you're done with the computer.
His mix-up between kitchen appliances and real technology is funny, but also a little sad. It's even more amusing to see that Peter has passed this lack of knowledge down to his son. Number 9, getting on the Titanic by mistake. When Chris has trouble with his history lessons, Stewie decides to help by using a time machine to take him back to see important events in history.
Come on, guys. We're getting Oklahoma, Arkansas, Nebraska, Kansas, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, and Louisiana. What are the chances all those states suck?
The plan is for Chris to learn by witnessing things firsthand, but things don't go as expected. During their time travel, Chris accidentally boards the Titanic without realizing it's going to sink. Instead of being worried, Chris is just thrilled to be on such a fancy boat. Luckily, Stewie and Brian manage to get him off the ship before it meets its tragic fate. This funny moment shows just how clueless Chris is about history and the world around him. Number 10, forgetting his own name. One of the dumbest things Chris Griffin has ever done is forget his own name. In one episode, Peter comes back from business trips acting more sophisticated. He starts using big fancy words, which confuses Chris. When Peter mentions the word exemplary, Chris looks completely lost. What makes it even more hilarious is when
How were all your business trips?
Oh, exemplary, Chris.
I don't understand what either of those words mean.
One of them was Chris.
Can you believe it? Chris Griffin, the character we love for his silliness, forgets his own name. This moment really shows just how out of touch he is with reality. It's a funny reminder of his dim-witted nature and makes us laugh every time we think about it. Chris's cluelessness keeps us entertained, and this scene stands out as one of the funniest in his character's history. What do you think? Isn't it amazing how he can make us laugh so much? Chris Griffin's life is a never-ending series of goofy decisions and clueless mistakes, but that's exactly why we love him. His hilarious moments, whether he's wrestling a lamp, forgetting his own name, or messing up a simple joke, always leave us laughing. It's his complete lack of awareness that makes him such an unforgettable character on Family Guy. So, what's your favorite dumb Chris moment? Did it make the list, or do you have another classic moment in mind? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think. And if you enjoyed this countdown, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more fun content like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.